Disclaimer: none of this is medical or spiritual advice. Please see the About section. These uploads and the package in the About section is for entertainment and support only. As always, do your own research. The topic of today is the sarcastic scapegoater. Why exactly is this person so sarcastic after picking a fight seemingly out of nowhere and nothing? Have you ever had a serious conversation with a sarcastic scapegoater, only to realize that after everything, nothing is resolved and things are blamed on you? If you are lucky enough to be very aware or to have receipts like email or chat, and you look at the receipts, you realize with great clarity that there is nothing concrete to be working with because it is simply full of accusations, vague remarks, and sarcastic retorts. On looking back or reading the receipts, you realize that when finally backed into a corner and pressed for detail, such creatures will just stonewall, declare loss of interest, or do whatever nasty tactic at their disposal rather than facing squarely the topic at hand with a clear mind and details, and that they will hilariously get deeply offended and affected, intensely angry, insulting, and accusatory when presented with reason, as they accuse you of lacking logic? But why exactly are these bizarre creatures being sarcastic? Some might say that others don't know any better. Some might say it's simply the style of others, and that may be true. It is their style to be sarcastic, possibly to ease a situation. But why be cuttingly sarcastic and respond that way when it does not help at all to resolve the situation and even make it worse? At the heart of it, sarcasm is an attack on the other person. It is designed to cut this person down, not to work with that person. The sarcastic person is working on that person, not working with that person. A quick glance in HGIFiles.online gives the following result. Sarcasm, 1570s. Sarcasmus, a biting taunt or jibe, a satirical remark or expression, from late Latin sarcasmus, from late Greek sarcasmus, a sneer, jest, taunt, mockery, from sarcasane, to speak bitterly, sneer, literally to strip off the flesh like dogs, from sarx, genitive sarkos, flesh, properly piece of meat, see sarco. The modern form of the English word is from 1610s, now usually in a generalized sense, sarcastic language, sarcastic meaning or purpose. Also see humor. The essential thing about sarcasm is its cutting edge. It therefore is intensely concentrated, lying in a sentence or a phrase. It is used to scourge the follies or foible or vices of men, but has little of reformatory purpose. Satire is more elaborate than sarcasm, is not necessarily bitter, and has presumably some aim at the reformation of that which is satirized. Century Dictionary. The abusive person who speaks this way to you in issues that they pretend to want resolution on is just really there to mock you, to taunt you, and to strip off your flesh for their consumption. What you are dealing with here is a person opening their mouth to rip your flesh, to hurt you, to mean you. This feral creature derives gratification from doing this instead of working on a resolution. They are not interested in resolving the issue at all. They are there to elicit drama, perpetuate it, and you will be the victim they will be scapegoating, blaming and blaming as they strip the flesh off your back, even your genitals, with their sarcasm, while they never really properly address the issue at hand, nor give you details so that both parties can deal effectively with the situation. The sarcastic abuser is a drama addict, the perpetual victim. Beware, they will somehow make their way into victimhood via sarcastic retorts, and woe to the unwitting target who ends up having to be in such a conversation with this flesh-eater, who cannot say anything concisely about the issue at hand, but only know how to blame, act like a mind reader, a fortune teller, and be sarcastic. Has this happened to you? Or worse, is this happening to you right now? It's easy to get distracted by the venomous sarcasm of such a flesh-eater who is only opening their mouth to eat the flesh off your back and not really resolve anything. It's easy to get distracted if you are under the impression that you are speaking to a sane human being who is sincere in resolving anything. Once one realizes that one is dealing with a flesh-eater who scapegoats, it only gets easier from there. Ever notice how they get angrier and keep on just making vague, sarcastic sentences not related to the topic, seemingly blaming you instead of answering properly? They will declare how you don't understand, how you don't get it, how everything is going to end badly and it is all your fault. Scapegoating 101. It is your fault how they are feeling a particular way, as if they have no choice at all in the matter, which could be true, as these creatures seem to have the belief that their emotional regulation is not their own responsibility. Their wretched state is often blamed on you. Understand that they only have these goals when they are pretending to communicate with you, to confuse you, demean you, distract you, cut you down, eat your flesh right down to your genitals, and then scapegoat you, blaming you for everything, never seeming to realize the destructive nature of their nasty mouths. Ever notice how these sarcastic zombies also like to clown around by speaking as if they can read the minds of others? And from this, they will know what the other person will do, or how they speak in a prevaricating way, preferring to deal with nuance instead of details, thereby making you work harder in that hamster wheel that is designed to exhaust you so that they can eat the flesh of your back and genitals at better leisure? What to do with these non-humans and their disgusting mouths? Sometimes the most one can do is nothing. These are drama addicts who are saying these sarcastic remarks, saying dramatic things hoping you will respond back. It's like this pervert masturbating in front of you hoping to get a reaction from you. They will make their statements as controversial and as cutting as possible because their goal is attacking you, hurting you, cutting you down to size, just until you are that perfect little morsel that is fun for them to eat. These are sarcastic statements that are designed to not only hurt you but make you work. The unaware ends up wondering exactly what is going on. Why is this person opening their mouth that way? What could be the best reply to de-escalate, or worse, thinking, what can I say to make this person feel better? The big mistake that people make here is that they think they can make such people feel better. In reality, one does not need to do that because this person is already experiencing great pleasure by cutting you down to size. That's their thing. That's their compulsion. That's their addiction. And you are there for their consumption. Thankfully, this awareness makes you automatically careful and ever so vigilant as to whether you are dealing with this flesh eater, for constant exposure to such people can turn one into a flesh eater as well, if one is not careful. Thankfully, once you are aware of this, it just gets easier and easier over time to see it for what it is. Instead of taking anything seriously and to heart, you just see feces coming out of this person's mouth, feces that has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Feces that has nothing to do in resolving the topic at hand. These people are just attempting to throw feces at you. The frontal cortex is no longer working. They are driven by an addiction to drama, to a particular emotion, and the throwing feces at you routine is simply food preparation, with you as food for their consumption. And this awareness is now fully set in you, so that once you hear that sarcastic retort, you are very, very calm, incredibly aware, hyper-strategic, with the goal of self-protection and not getting infected by that foul-mouthed creature attempting to devour you. In dealing with this, you are clear, respectful, focused, and absolutely not affected and well insulated from feces that is spewing out of their mouths. You can even see from which angle they are throwing it at and protect yourself accordingly. And in all this, more often than not, the best thing to do is not pick up that poop and throw it back at them, thereby giving them orgasmic pleasure, as this simply provides them that addiction they crave. You are not their supply. Neither are you the receptacle for their garbage. You are absolutely enjoying being energetically removed from it all and simply seeing them stew in their sarcasm without any further input from you on the matter. It is nothing to you to let them continue their slurs and accusations untouched by their slime, and thereby simply allowing them to show all who can hear their disgusting mouths and what poisonous, disgusting creatures they are. This is not a proper human, but a flesh eater, and you, my dear soul, are perfectly equipped for any situation that may arise from this flesh eater. You know its ways, you know its words, you know what it is designed to do, and you know that it is certainly not for you. And you naturally know exactly how to deal with the situation for your ultimate betterment and protection. You may think to yourself sometimes, what on earth do I do with this thing? And next, your subconscious is taking over, and you don't really have to try to do anything at all. And this mastery in dealing with this creature calmly, methodically, strategically, will simply happen easily and naturally. As for their sarcastic retorts that packages their accusations and smears at you, you do not need to receive it no matter how hard they throw it. This is simply a desperate addict who needs to make these sounds, who is desperate for you to be hurt, who is desperate for you to be distracted, be angry, for you to react badly, because not only are they seriously avoiding clarity and accountability, they also do not really have a proper point to make. You may want a relationship with this thing. Maybe you have hopes and dreams about this relationship. Thankfully, you are smart enough to see that beneath all that sarcasm, there is nothing there but a desire to cut you down for this nasty and foul creature's consumption.